God, we should walk away from this.
Hold on. If I were to do this, if I even could do it, I'd need a guarantee. How do I know you can deliver?
You don't. But I can. So, do you want to take a leap of faith? Or become an old man, filled with regret, waiting to die alone?
The first thing I'm going to say is that Leonardo DiCaprio is just a fucking phenomenal actor. That's the first thing I want to just say. The second thing I want to say is that when I was diagnosed with ADHD a year ago, so it's been 1 year, July 2024, I got diagnosed. I had a very similar situation happen to me where I felt like there was a version of me, that guy behind him was like the version of me that I wanted to leave, right? And then there was a version of me just wanting to make a change, right? And that's what I do with my client work, is that basically I help them with an integrity contract that is basically a showcase of who they want to become, right? And essentially it's not who they want to become really, it's you just getting the people, the things that are in the way of you believing who you are, because you're already that thing already, right? So you are actually just removing all the stuff that's stopping you from being who you actually are. But just let's just say that you want to become something else, right? You obviously want to transition. You want to have this identity shift, right? So what was happening for me in July is that I'd done that very same scene for myself. And I remember just thinking to myself, like, what's the guarantee that I'm going to be able to change things for my life? And what I had to do in that moment is I had to just be extremely obsessed, which is one of the ADHD traits that we have, is being obsessed, right? And use that to my advantage to transform my situation. And what my situation looked like at the time was that I was working in a 9-to-5, I was working in the corporate world, I was a manager, I had very tedious work that I had to do that was very dry and very linear, that it just didn't suit my brain, right? And I had to come to terms with what's going to be best for my brain. And I had to understand that there's a version of myself that's been in survival mode for the last 40 years, right? And just dealing with survival mode. And I had to transition from survival mode to living life on my own terms, right? And that's scary because, of course, you don't know what's going to happen. Fast forward now, I'm an ADHD coach and I'm doing exactly what I want to do. I have a very fulfilled life, but I didn't really know it was going to work. But I knew it was going to work, if that makes sense. It's like my intuition was telling me that this is the path. This is the path I had to take. And I just advise you guys to do the same.